Hey, how's it going? Alex here from IdeaSpot. Today we're talking about starting an online business in 2021. We know 2020 was a rough year. Let's make 2021 a good year by taking one of your own ideas and building that idea step by step into an online business. So that's what we're going to do today. So if that sounds interesting, then keep watching. So we're going to break this business startup plan into 5 separate steps, and we're going to take it straight from the idea phase right to the getting paid stage. So all we have to do is start with an idea. You've probably got ideas already based on your own personal interests. You're going to take that idea, put the idea online. We're going to briefly talk about the administrative aspects of starting a business, and then how to get customers and make sales based on your idea, and finally getting paid. So let's get started. All right, let's start with ideas. So you've probably got ideas and interests in your head already. Now I've broken this into 5 categories. So at the top, we've got content creation like blogging, vlogging, and podcasting. Then we've got ways of monetizing like selling digital products, selling digital services, physical goods, and physical services. So let's talk about each of these briefly. I'm going to start with vlogging, blogging, and podcasting. I probably think this is the most important and the most versatile method to get started with. All right, now for ideas, I think the best idea is the idea that you're already interested in, and not just interested, that you're spending time doing this thing. So just think about the last couple of weeks. What have you been doing with your time? Have you been watching movies, playing computer games? Have you been out in the garden? Have you been playing tennis? These are excellent ideas for content creation. You can write a blog, make a vlog, you can do a podcast based on those interests that you already have. You might already be a professional or a student in a certain subject already. For example, if you are a motor mechanic or a concreter, you already have lots of knowledge and skill and understanding in these fields. And you can actually make blogs and vlog content on these subjects. And people are going to really find those valuable, because if you're coming from a genuine place of interest and experience, and you share that experience and you share your knowledge authentically, people are really going to respond to that, and your audience is going to grow. Now, if you're lucky at this point, you'll grow a big enough audience that you can actually run ads like Google AdSense or Ezoic, Taboola even, if you have a really huge blog, and you can make money just from people visiting your site and viewing the ads. The other thing you can do is affiliate marketing. So you can link people to recommended products and services, and you'll get a commission based on your recommendations. So 2 excellent ways of marketing your content and monetizing it without actually having to do any products or services yourself. You're just recommending what's worked for you and what you think will work for your readers. All right, the next logical progression are digital products, so ebooks and courses. So what I mean is document and write down your own ebook, and you can add that to your website. So for example, if you've lost weight, if you've improved at basketball, if you've improved at cricket, if you've improved at playing the piano or guitar, write a book about your experience. Create a diary, edit the diary, anything you can think of. Just be authentic, be honest, and people will really respond to these kind of books. After a while, you might reach a certain level of expertise and authority in the area that you might actually want to teach a course. So for example, you could start as a hobbyist guitarist or photographer, and after a while, after a year or 2, you might consider yourself knowledgeable and expert enough to run a course. So you could run a basic online course. You could even run a course in real life. So courses can be an outstanding way of monetizing your content without actually having to produce goods and services. A lot of people will be interested in learning these skills for themselves. And if you've kept a blog or a vlog or wrote a diary, people can see your genuine experience and how it's grown, and they can copy that for themselves. And a course can be a really nice way of leveraging that for your own monetization. Now, the next thing will only apply to some certain areas and some certain ideas, digital services, but a lot of us on this channel here already have ideas in this area, such as web design, software design, digital marketing, graphics, animation, content writing as well. All these things can be offered as digital services, and these can be tremendous ways to create monetization. And besides digital goods and services, there are also physical goods. So There are methods like drop shipping and print on demand that actually blur the line between physical and digital. So your customers are able to receive physical goods while all your work is done online. So I've done tutorials on drop shipping and print on demand. I'm not going to go into those in too much detail here, but I will link the tutorials in the description as well as the tutorials on affiliate marketing and ebooks. And it's really important to realize that the physical goods can actually link up with your original content ideas. So say, for example, if you're blogging about fishing, you can actually do drop shipping for fishing gear. The fishing gear that you like is the same gear that you could drop ship to your own readers. Same with print on demand. If you like certain genres of music or film, you can make print on demand designs that are matched up to that genre, and you can sell those straight to your readers. There are also physical crafts, like if you're interested in painting or drawing, calligraphy, anything like that, you can make your own physical goods. Sewing is a really popular one at the moment. You can sew custom designed clothing and sell those physically. So there's always Etsy, eBay, you can sell things through there, but you can actually sell them through your own blog or through your own vlog and podcast. You can promote the products directly to your audience, so you can monetize the audience, and they're really going to respond well if you've already established that link between yourself and them through your content. So this can be a great way of leveraging your content and selling the things that you're interested in making. And these can be very, very high margin if you're making commission artwork or craft. And that can be a great way, again, of monetizing your own ideas. And finally, let's talk about physical services. Just because it's an online business doesn't mean it needs to be a digital product or a digital service. Maybe you really enjoy doing sports and you can train people, you can coach people in your favorite sport, you can tutor people in your favorite subject of science or mathematics. It doesn't matter. If you spend a lot of time in the gardening looking after your lawn, you can do lawn care as a physical service, and that can scale and grow as a side business, and you might end up quitting your regular job and end up working in the thing that you're actually really interested in. So physical services, don't rule those things out. That can be a great way of leveraging your free time into additional income. All right, now for the most important thing is get your idea online. If you only do one thing today, it's start to get your idea online. So you only really need two things here: domain name and web hosting. So I've talked about this heaps on the channel before, but if you haven't started yet, go ahead and think up a domain name. I know .com domain names can be really hard to find. My favorite way of searching for new domains is lean domain search. So for example, if you're interested in golf, just type in golf, hit search, and this will generate tons of ideas that are still free for registration. So for example, you could register something like scarletgolf.com or surgegolf.com. Just scroll through and find something that fits your vision and matches the idea that you're looking for, and register that .com, and you can get started. In terms of registering the domain name, the most popular way is through Google Domains, Namecheap.com, and GoDaddy.com. Just check out all three of those. Sometimes they have specials on certain domains or top-level domains, depending on if you want like a specific country extension like .co.uk or .com.au, depending on what you're looking for. And I'll also mention Cloudflare. Cloudflare, you can't register a new domain, but as soon as you've registered, you can transfer it over to Cloudflare, and this is going to be the cheapest way of maintaining the domain name, because places like GoDaddy and Namecheap, they give you a good deal for the first year, but as soon as the renewal comes up, it gets way more expensive. So that's when you transfer it to Cloudflare. Cloudflare is the cheapest. They only charge you the wholesale rate. They don't make any markup on top of that price. So Cloudflare is a great way of keeping the domain for a long-term project. For web hosting, I'll cover that briefly here. Now, I've done heaps of tutorials on the channel already on web hosting. I really love Cloudways and Vultr at the moment in terms of having a virtual private server. These are really good value and really high performance. There's also other options like Linode and DigitalOcean, which can be good too. And we'll mention shared hosting. That can be quite easy to set up as a beginner, so let's talk about that now. If you're a beginner and you have a low level of technical skill, I really like SiteGround. SiteGround did put their prices up in 2020, so they're not as good value as they were. I think if you are a bit more price sensitive, you could have a look at places like A2 Hosting and Green Geeks, which give you similar services, a little bit cheaper, probably not as friendly as SiteGround. I think SiteGround is still the most overall well-rounded package, but these two you might save a few dollars depending on the exact package that you're going for. But I will definitely put in the description some links to my previous tutorials. The best tutorials I've done are on Cloudways, Vultr, and SiteGround. If you're interested in setting any of those up, I can definitely help with any of those. I have plenty of experience in these ones, so check those out in the description. If you haven't got your own hosting, definitely get started on that as soon as possible. Now, registering a business, I will talk about this briefly. This is a bit of a boring but important step. You don't need to do this straight away. You can start blogging and vlogging anytime you want. You don't need to register a business until you start actually doing business trades. So I think the easiest way to start a business in most countries is becoming something called a sole proprietor or a sole trader. In the US, we call it sole proprietor. In Australia or the UK, we call it sole trader. So this is a way of a single person starting up their own business and starting business trade. The exact process will depend on your country, so you'll need to do a bit of research, and I'll just talk a little bit about this now. So in the US, you've got the Small Business Administration, so SBA.gov. Just head over to that website. They'll have all the information you need to start registering your business. They've got some information here on being a sole proprietorship. That's probably the easiest way to get going, and you can go ahead and register your business like that. For those of you in the UK, gov.uk, you've got set up Sole Trader. I'll link that in the description as well. I'll link all of these in the description. This is how you set up a sole business in the UK. Very quick and simple to do. Canada, again, quite simple. It does depend on the province or territory that you're in, but I'll link that in the description, canada.ca, business registration. I know a lot of you are in India. You've got startupindia.gov.in. So they've got a startup guidebook for starting a business in India. I'll link to that one. For those of you in Pakistan, there's SECP. Can somebody tell the SECP to put a certificate on their website? They don't have HTTPS, but this is all the information for those of you in Pakistan. And my favorite country of all, Australia, obviously. New businesses. This is super easy in Australia. You can get started right now. It's practically instant to get your business number and get going. So I'll link to business.gov.au. So for most of my audience, I've covered those links in the description. If I haven't covered your country, I'm sorry. You can probably just do a quick Google and figure out how to register a small business in your country. Now, in terms of actually getting customers and sales, I think what you start with is building the audience through social media and search traffic. Those are the key things to get started with, and those are free. Basically, once you've got your website set up, you can start building traffic. You can start growing your social media. That is all fairly straightforward. It's simple, but it's hard work. So as soon as you get started, the sooner you can get some success. The other things that you can combine with that, for a lot of services and products, you can go through Fiverr, People Per Hour, Upwork. You can get clients and jobs through those kind of freelancing websites. And there are also online markets. A lot of these places offer free online ads, places like Craigslist for those of you in North America. For those of you in the UK and Australia, we love to use Gumtree. There's also Facebook Marketplace, which has grown a lot in the last year or two. You can get a lot of interest through your Facebook Marketplace. And those of you in India, like OLX, there might be other things in different countries. Let me know in the comments what you like to use as a free online market. I know lots of people in Australia who run quite successful businesses, and the only lead generation they have is basically through Gumtree and word of mouth. So don't rule out free online markets. These can be great sources of leads for your online business. And finally, getting paid. This is something you can set up right now as well. My personal favorite is Stripe. We use a lot of WordPress on this channel, and I think Stripe is my favorite way of getting paid when I'm using WordPress. There's also PayPal and Square. Square is really popular in Australia, and it's quite popular worldwide. These are these little, and if you're doing physical goods and services, you can get paid in real life using one of these things. People can tap their phone or tap their card and pay you with their credit card. I know in North America, Venmo has become quite popular, especially in some industries like film and photography. Lots of artists like to get paid by Venmo. A lot of industries prefer to pay in Venmo. And again, depending on your country, there might be industry or local specific payment methods that you'll need to use for your industry. You'll definitely want to check out that and do some research in that area. But I think 99% of you will want to set up Stripe and PayPal, or maybe both. So those are the ones I'd look at first, and then look at the more niche ones as needed. All right, from here, what you'll want to do is take that idea and start putting that idea online. So if you don't have web hosting already, I'm going to put the web hosting tutorial links up here. So for beginners, I think SiteGround is really good. If you've got a little bit more tech skill, I really love Cloudways and I really love Vultr as well. So I'll put all of those up here. I'll also put links in the description because Cloudways and Vultr have really nice free trials. So you can get those free trials through the description. Check that description out and check those links out. So good luck with your project. Let me know how it goes in the comments. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.